How did you get into it? How did video content creation happen?
I've always been a storyteller. I've always been obsessed with telling stories. And it just so happens that video is the best way to tell it now. I mean, I used to have a blog 10 years ago. I would write blog posts, because that was the thing. And I would still be doing that if that was the still thing. I just happened to adapt toward the new medium, which is video. So I was working for CNBC and they asked me to launch their YouTube channel back in 2016. Mm-hmm. So I did it. I gave it a try and I fell in love with it. I learned how to vlog. I was basically a vlogger for CNBC and I grew that channel to a couple million followers with a team of 10. And it was really exciting, rewarding. And that's how I ultimately started doing content.
Understood. So your content started with CNBC and you started adopting TikTok and Reels because this is the most viable way of telling stories. I've seen a video of yours, the first video which went viral, probably got millions of views on Facebook. And it was, I think, one of the highest viewed videos of CNBC, right? Living a life as a day in my life as a digital nomad, right? How did you think about something like? Because a lot at that particular time, videos were all about high production storytelling, right? But you just filmed that video all from your phone. Did you know that particular video would do as well as it did, or you were like, let's just upload and see?
I had no idea. I think it ended up getting over 10 or 11 million views, and that was one of the highest videos we had ever seen as a channel. And to this day, it's one of the highest videos on the CNBC platform. So basically what had happened was I was living in Singapore at the time. I went to Bali and I was supposed to go on Friday night, but the flights were a lot more expensive. So I went Thursday night and I was like, you know what? My boss is in London. I'll just work remotely on Friday. Right. And of course, this was back in 2017. So there was no term work remotely or certainly not digital nomad. So once I was walking around Bali, I was like, all right, I'm going to go find a co-working space. And I had this moment that morning. I had no idea I was going to make a video that day. I was actually walking to the co-working space where I just felt so excited and grateful and happy. I'm like, wow, I'm going to be a digital nomad for a day. I was like, you know what? I should make a video about this. I had an iPhone 7 at the time. I filmed the whole thing in selfie mode. It turned out to be a 5-minute video that I edited it myself. And yeah, we posted it on socials. I pitched it to my boss after I filmed it. She's like, yeah, let's go for it. And it got 10 million views. And I think the reason is because everyone relates to work. Everyone around the world relates to work, but no one could relate to working in Bali at the time, right? Bali was associated with honeymoons and beaches and surfing and yoga, but not work. So that's why I think it went so viral. And then also I interviewed people. So it wasn't just me. I think a lot of times creators, vloggers, it's them talking the whole time. They never bring voice to the location. Right. We want to hear from the people who actually live there, or the people in this case who are actually living as nomads. So I interviewed 2 girls from California who had been doing this for years, saving thousands of dollars and living this really tropical, luxurious life. Got it. And so I think, had I not included those 2 girls and a guy named Zach, it wouldn't have taken off the way it did. That's my theory, because a lot of the comments were about them, right? It was a little bit about me and my life and trying it out, but it was really about wow, those people are doing what I didn't know could be done.
Absolutely.